Here's the thing, folks. Erik, one of the best people I know.
Oh,
and
bless your heart.
now that he's in the toy business, that makes him one of the best toy makers I know. But now I was started to think to myself, like, who's the worst toy maker of all time? And I think I might have found him. This is Jake Rawson writing for Mental Floss. And you're going to know this pretty quick. In 1957, a man named Hardon Von Braunhut
Oh, this cannot end well with a name like that.
walked into a pet store and noticed a bucket filled with brine shrimp.
And he played with it.
Do you know
he
this?
played with the shrimp.
He didn't know it at the time, but that pail of fish food was Artemia salina, a species of brine shrimp found in salt lakes.
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
As Von Braunhut discovered, the brine shrimp have a fascinating biological trait. They can exist in a state of suspended animation known as cryptobiosis, where living organisms shut down their metabolic process in the absence of water, and the shrimp can survive for years in protective casing in the event that the lake dries up that they live in. But if you add water, their protective shells hatch, revealing a translucent creature originally born with one eye. They eventually develop two eyes, and upon reaching maturity, they can breathe out of their feet. And males have little whiskers, and females can self-fertilize eggs. So to most people, the shrimp were just fish food, but to Von Braunhut, they were a way to capture the imagination of children by selling what he termed a bowl of happiness.
No.
This was, of course, the birth of sea monkeys. That's right. Do y'all know anything about the sea monkeys guy?
No.
Not the guy, no.
I remember having sea monkeys.
You did?
I remember being weirded out that they came in a packet, like a sealed packet.
Yeah.
They came in a sea pack. I remember them, like, whenever you look at old advertisements from comic books, there was always an ad with sea monkeys, featuring, like, an ape with octopus tentacles.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And such. They would never look like him.
Well, and this guy
It wasn't a monkey at all.
It wasn't an ape at all. I don't even think they're really from a sea.
Well, they would look like a family, like one of them would have like a tie because they just got home from work.
Time
and
to
shit.
go to a sea monkey job.
Well, really, they just look like sperm, just like just dusty sperm.
Well, and this guy's like pretty revolutionary in terms of directly marketing to kids in comic books. Like no one else was really doing that in the 60s.
Yeah, him and the pet rock guy.
Well,
See, that's what I thought at first. It was Pet Rock.
no.
that they were talking
Well,
about.
so we'll get to his other stuff because he invented some other stuff you've heard of.
What was his name? Harold Von
Braunhut.
did he have an eye patch and or a monocle and
The Red Baron was his father.
oh, the red band? Yeah, definitely.
He invented the combustion engine and Pizza Hut.
Did he have an Iron Cross tie pin or anything?
Well, you might be sniffing up a tree we might be going to in a moment. So
He is fascinated with genetics.
Yes, he is. He very much is. So in 1962, Von Braunhut went on an ad buying spree, grabbing space in everything from Batman to Archie to romance titles. According to Von Braunhut, who wrote the Sea Monkeys ads and the 32-page handbook that came with the Sea Monkeys kit,
Whoa.
his little creatures were capable of all kinds of incredible things. He said that they could be hypnotized, they could obey commands, and they could dance.
Okay, that one I believe because dance is literally interpretive.
I just want to see the montage of kids just being like, go to the left. Go to the left. I command you.
They will listen to you.
You could hypnotize them. You could turn. They could go obey commands such as
You can tell them your deepest, darkest secrets. They won't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
He also said they could play baseball. They could but only if you bought the special baseball tank. So he sold like a flat tank that was shaped like a baseball diamond. And if you,
Oh, they could play baseball.
Yeah.
he said they could race on a speedway kit that he sold.
So he just kept all the baseball thing, but just removed all the balls and bats, and it's just like a square.
Yeah, pretty much.
Square track.
Yeah. And he also said they could rise from the dead, which was not true. But his way that he claimed they could rise from the dead is he's like, all you have to do is put in more sea monkeys packets, and the ones that have died will come back to life. It's like, no, you just put more in there.
If
They've
more
been
sea
kissed him awake.
If more sea monkeys miss them, the more they can come back to life. Just like in real life.
You can solve Rubik's Cube.
Von Braunhut later claimed that
They can love you forever. Unconditionally.
Von Braunhut later claimed that the Sea Monkey ads appeared in 303 million copies of comics annually. Which
I
I don't think that's true. But
No, I think that is true because
Yeah.
because that just is quantifiable and he could spend money
to
advertise for it. I want to know the romance titles that were advertised. Like,
Fabio.
at the very end, it's like, and then they lived happily ever after. By the way,
I mean, the reason we're talking about this today is based wholly on the strength of its advertising. Because it's so thoroughly underwhelming.
I know more people of listen, if there's anything that unites generations, it's the ad for sea monkeys.
Right.
I know more people that have seen the ad than have actually interacted with an actual sea monkey.
Well, because it's like a thing. If you I was never like a comic book collector, but I would go to the comic book store and just flip through until I saw a cool cover and get old comics, and then you get to the end and you'd see the ad for the sea monkeys.
Honestly, the X-ray specs, the muscly guy kicking sand on the nerd.
Yeah, the sea monkeys,
spyglasses.
The sea monkeys add to real life thing is like everyone's first falling down moment.
Yes,
where, they're like, that doesn't look like that.
Oh, you know what mine was in the back of Boy's Life, the hovercraft. You remember that? It supposedly ran on just a vacuum cleaner motor, and it just showed like a little kid riding on it. It looked like 3 white circles with like a seat on top, and it was like you could float on water.
Dude, I love that you had Boy's Life.
Oh hell yeah! It came with my my dues for Cub Scouts.
Yeah, as a Cub Scout. Cub Scout rag.
Yeah, forced magazines are always the best.
So, in the meantime, Von Braunhut had become a mail-order mogul, using a carnival barker approach to market an entire array of novelties. There were X-ray specs, so same guy, which promised in the ad to let the wearer see through clothing. Young voyeurs were disappointed to find out they were really just glasses stuffed with bird feathers that diffracted light, creating 2 images and a darker area where they overlapped.
So people look like chickens when they're nude.
So there were also aqua specs, which promised to let you see right into water, eliminated glare. They were just tinted. And there were hypno specs, which promised to put people under your control, but the spinning spirals on the lenses were more distracting than hypnotic.
They gave people seizures.
There was also amazing hair-raising monsters, which was a monster drawn on a card that sprouted something resembling hair from mineral crystals when watered. So, hey, next batch of these, Eric.
Oh, man.
Get some mineral crystals on them.
New feature.
And then he also marketed crazy crabs, which were nothing more than a hermit crab in a box, which I love that. That was awesome.
He's kind of a P.T. Barnum-esque character.
Well,
I feel bad about the crazy crabs just because are they...
they could survive.
Can they?
Oh, yeah.
I doubt his packaging prowess being able to...
Hermit crabs don't need a lot. I will say shout out to my friend Scarlett.
You know a lot of those showed up dead, though.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, probably.
A lot of them showed up dead.
But, my friend Scarlett got a hermit crab that she named Shelly at the beach, I believe, over summer break, and it managed to live until, winter.
No, I'm talking more along the lines of, see you in hell, crab. I'm mailing you from California to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if it could survive...
Stuffed in a box in a week with no food or water.
I'm sure he put a little lettuce in there or something.
You're presuming a lot about this shyster.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to have to eat those words in a moment. But Von Braunhut's real triumph, meaning the one thing that should have gotten him sued but didn't, was invisible goldfish. A kid that guaranteed a breed of fish that you would never be able to see.
I bet you don't have to feed them.
Yeah. Well, no, you did. Kids who sent away for it got a fish bowl, some seaweed, and fish food, but no fish because they were, after all, invisible.
Wow.
But they're extra hard to make them invisible, so these were a little pricier.
This guy just fucked around and never found out, did he?
Thanks to Von Braunhut's new methods of breeding brine shrimp and his marketing techniques, sea monkeys were a certifiable sensation, one that made him a millionaire. And really, the idea of attempting to breed a master race of pet shrimp wasn't so far-fetched. After all, in the words of the Washington Post, Von Braunhut was active in the anti-Semitic neo-Nazi right.
There we go.
And he was also Jewish.
Whoa.
Oddly enough, based on everything that you said about this gentleman previously, this contradiction does not surprise me.
Curveball of all curveball, Jewish neo-Nazi.
So he's Ryan Gosling in The Believer.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
So Von Braunhut was actually born Harold Nathan Braunhut to parents Jeanette and Edward Braunhut. The family went to a synagogue and, according to a cousin, probably had a bar mitzvah, but somewhere along the way he added the Von to his name so it sounded more Germanic.
Now, there's a stereotype of the self-hating Jew, and this is just the most extreme version of that.
Yeah, it's that, and it's also anybody who might have fallen for the whole sea monkeys thing and sent money to this guy.
Oh, no.
You're about to find out where your money went. So
no.
Von Braunhut also invented the Kyoga Agent M5, a self-defense weapon that he began working on in the 1960s. It was a collapsible baton with electric coils on the end that he marketed as a tool for people who are not able to get a license to carry a firearm. So in addition to sea monkeys and X-ray specs, he also invented a real-ass electric fucking stun gun.
Taser baton.
Taser baton. Yes.
So a different action toy is what you're telling me.
Yeah, lots of action.
Yeah.
So in 1979, he was actually arrested for bringing this weapon through LaGuardia Airport. But the charges for possessing such a weapon were dismissed because prosecutors realized it was too new and too strange to fall under the relevant legislation.
This falls under like the self-driving car.
Yeah,
Which people are like, I would pull it over. Like it was speeding, but it can't because there's no person.
I just like that it's 1979. Like all the shit that you saw in Goodfellas as far as robbing from the airport has happened.
Right.
DB Cooper has happened. Hijacking is a thing. And they're still like, an electric stun baton. Does it count as a weapon? Nah, probably not. We'll just drop it. It's fine.
It doesn't shoot bullets. What are you talking about?
Meanwhile, all it took was box cutters.
Yeah. So in 1988, the Washington Post and Spokane Spokesman Review published stories revealing that the weapon was being advertised as part of a fundraiser for the legal defense of Richard Butler, the leader of the Aryan nations, who needed money to fight charges of sedition. Butler wrote that for each stun gun his followers bought, the manufacturer
is there one like benevolent leader of a wacky corporation that doesn't need to exist, or are they all just
the
fucking
plane
crazy?
crash guy?
The plane crash
He
guy,
seems pretty good.
Yeah, he seems all right. Yeah.
In comparison to this guy.
To this guy, he's
Even the sea monkeys guy is a fucking neo-Nazi crime lord.
At least Lucky Fuck or whatever it's called, or Fuck Lucky.
Yeah. We believe in Lucky Fuck.
Well, at least the first thing he did was like, listen, I gotta help my cerebral palsy people.
Yes.
I'm bumping my review of that up to a 3, by the way.
That's the thing.
Yeah, same, yeah.
He became a billionaire.
3.5.
Yeah.
All I know is this, is that thus far, the drink while we had was okay and did not fund neo-Nazis.
Right.
Yeah.
Low bar, I know.
Like, we're going to find out the same shit about like the guy who invented the selfie stick. It's like 100% neo-Nazi.
Yeah. He funded the Khmer Rouge.
Child molester,
And, developed a new nuclear weapon at the same time.
Finds new ways to be awful and to bang on humanity.
So this guy is donating $25 of every one of these shock batons that he's selling to this Nazi's legal defense fund. Butler, who was acquitted, called Von Braunhut a longtime friend and a member of the Aryan race who has supported us for quite a few years. According to news reports, Von Braunhut had attended numerous Aryan Nation gatherings, sometimes as a guest speaker.
Did this guy know he was Jewish?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So no. You mean the other Nazi?
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
I think one of the things I read was like people had their suspicions, but he was such a helpful thing to the cause. They were like,
do you think gangs care who they manipulate?
Right.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, his name was. It's like, no, his name is Von
Braunhut.
Yeah, right.
Of course he's not. He's the Von. He's got the Von.
So he attended numerous Aryan Nations gatherings, sometimes as a guest speaker, and sometimes the honored lighter of the Burning Cross.
Okay.
The sea monkeys guy.
I will say this. I'm going to look directly into the camera at your Patreon viewers, and I want all listeners to hear from my voice.
Yeah.
Not 1 cent of Kickstarter money sent to Mont
That's a
Stores
guarantee.
will be used to fund any form of neo-Nazi anything.
Wow.
I swear upon this. That is the Mont Stores guarantee.
You can bet your bottom dollar on it, folks.
You can bet your bottom penny.
So that's what you're.
That is the Mont Stores guarantee.
So if you're holding back, wondering about that,
yes,
part.
if you I don't know.
Von Braunhut was also the leader of the Imperial Order of the Black Eagle, which was affiliated with Aryan nations.
Of course it was. Everything. I'm presuming that from here on out, everything's loosely, at least loosely affiliated.
Again, it bears repeating. The sea monkeys guy.
The sea monkeys
guy.
the X-ray specs guy. And I love this sentence. Even though they always suspected he was Jewish, the white supremacists didn't seem to care, probably because he was such a generous donor.
You're one of the good ones.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yep.
In 1985, it was reported that he lent a Grand Dragon of the KKK named Dale Rouge $12,000 to buy 83 illegal guns.
Here's our fearless leader, Dale.
Rouge was indicted and received a fine and probation. Again, America. Oh, you're buying 83 illegal guns? Oh, you little whippersnapper. Here's a slap on the wrist.
AKA my friend. We'll meet at the bar later.
Yes, yes.
These charges.
Yeah, your punishment is a car insurance payment.
So he gets a fine and probation. Von Braunhut was never named in the prosecution's case. He was said to be happy to cooperate, though, and even brought some sea monkeys to his meeting with the U.S. attorneys. Look at them. They play baseball.
It's like, that's the worst thing you could have done. Bring the ad. Don't bring the actual sea monkey.
Do you know who I am?
That's literally what I was about to say. Don't you know who the fuck I am?
You see that? No, look closer. Do you see that?
I'm a good guy.
What, did you sneeze into a bowl?
You see tiny brine shrimp. I see millions of dollars.
Look, that one's working out. Look, you can tell it's working out.
Pumping iron.
Like, that one's
for the Reich.
Von Braunhut refused to comment on the allegations other than to tell the Seattle Times that, quote, "You know what side I'm on." It was later.
All these guys go out like Scarface. Like, they all like fucking like go out in a hail of gunfire.
Yeah.
You'll never take me alive, fuckers.
It was later reported that von Braunhut operated a neo-Nazi organization calling itself the National Anti-Zionist Institute that operated from the same address he used to send away for sea monkeys.
Hold on. National Anti-Zionist Institute.
Yeah.
What are the initials of that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are the initials of it?
They would be NAZI.
Yeah. Just
yeah.
Oh, what a coincidence. Just a thought there.
But I just like that on the back of the comic book, it's like, hey, get some sea monkeys here. And if you just look at the addresses are the exact same. So after his ties to the Aryan nations were revealed, the company confronted von Braunhut, who told their vice president that Hitler wasn't a bad guy. He just got bad press.
Oh, boy.
They then distanced themselves from von Braunhut. Many comic book publishers stopped taking his ads. Distributors eventually dropped him.
Many, but not all.
Yeah,
many. Yeah.
So basically at the end of the 80s, all of his distributors dropped him. And so they basically sold the license to another company, and that's when they had their kind of like resurgence in the 90s after this guy was gone. But it wasn't like he didn't get cashed out.
It's
he
not
cashed
such
the
a
fuck
strong
out.
product like it needs to be
just like
brought back.
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
They just
they
just dropped the Nazi
rebranded.
Association.
Straight up, yeah. Harold von Braunhut fell down and died screaming like a little bitch on November 28th, 2003. So there you go.
What happened?
Just says he fell down in his home. Yeah. I added that last little part.
Fell, not jumped.
Yeah. Oh no, it's so so much funnier to imagine. He's just, I cracked my head for 12 hours and then died.
Yeah, he just slipped in the shower, head hit the towel rack, and
It's like the roof of his house is like the fucking Sistine Chapel with like two sea monkeys touching hands.
his head's bleeding. It's like, that towel rack must have been made by a Jewish person.
That's the Sea Monkeys guy. I loved that.
Well, Rivers, I will gladly say, as a person that has never technically made a toy, I just helped with ideas.
Well, this guy didn't invent the brine shrimp.
I am a much better toy maker than that gentleman.
Well, no, this guy had your exact job. He didn't make the brine shrimp. He just wrote the 32-page manual that came with the brine shrimp.
I mean,
he's the Erik Barnes of this equation.
Let us not. I do not. Let us.
That's not fair.
Please
I know.
No.
It was low.
That is not what I was funny.
I'm sorry.
I admit it was funny in a vacuum.
Yeah.
At least I didn't change my name to Von Barnes.
Yeah. Erik Von Barnes. Yeah, so next time you comic book nerds are looking at the backs of your old comics, just know some of that money.
You're in your basement.
Yeah.
You're in your mom's basement just...
Yeah. Oh,
now I want to know what the hovercraft in Boys Life guy did.
I want to know what the pet rock guy did with his money.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That's something I want to
I'll have to look that up.
He was the My Pillow dude of that generation.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Yeah, the pet rock guy found new ways to give people lung cancer.
Yeah. He actively went, like he researched it. He wanted to.
He made lung cancer
God damn
airborne.
it, there's not enough lung cancer out there.
He's like, I can sell people rocks. I can do anything.